Bronny was in high school. I never covered him. Bronny goes to USC. I say nothing. He develops the heart ailment. I'm on national TV. God bless him and his family. I hope he's okay. Nothing else matters. Bronny declares for the draft. Congratulations, go for it. Shit, why should he go to the G League or whatever? Oh, Stephen A., but you know, that's his son. I mean, he ain't earning his way. Bump that. With what LeBron has done for the league, I don't care. We all support it. For sure. Let him get drafted by the Lakers. He comes into the NBA. We say nothing. Okay? Opening night. Stephen A. Smith is sitting behind courtside on the baseline at the Lakers game, standing up applauding. It's a great, great moment. My thinking was, now you're going to be in the G League, working on your skills to get yourself ready. That's not what happened. Cool. I never opened my mouth until he was in the G League one night. And then the next night, he in the game in the first quarter, guarding Tyrese Maxey. And I said, well, wait a minute. Now we got a problem. Because he ain't ready for that. And you as his dad, being on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, who is a basketball savant, one of the most brilliant minds we've ever seen in the game of basketball, knows this better than us. So when you put him in that position, now you're doing two things. Number one.
But do you not know, can you agree that it's still a sensitive topic?
Yes, but what I'm saying is, here's the sensitive part that he's missing. You're on a public platform and essentially you're asking us not to do our job.
Okay.
Because we got to cover him now. Now you deserve a lot if you LeBron. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve us to turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to our responsibilities as professional reporters covering the sport. You don't do that. So what I was saying is, when I said, as a father, which is what got Draymond Green in an uproar and other people, I wasn't talking about literally, you just as far. I'm like, it's you. You know the attention you automatically are going to bring to him. So to combine that with putting him in that predicament, you're asking us not to cover the sport. That's pushing it. So when I was talking about as a father, I wasn't talking about Bronny. I was like, forget him. He's going to be all right. I believe he's going to be a good NBA player someday. I really believe in Bronny. I think he's got potential. But I was saying to LeBron, you know better. Because
he's right. He's right. He's definitely right. So now, the thing about our culture, in my opinion, is, we want to be able to take advantage of things that other people were able to take advantage of. You know what I mean? You know how we got that syndrome that the first black to do this and the first black to do that, we got that in us. You know what I mean? So we want to be able to do these type of things. You know what I mean? But then you're kind of showing your immaturity when you're not listening to reason. Okay. And when it's kind of clear that you are the one at fault here. Okay. So like the man said, all through this man's development in the beginning, he did not say anything. Why? Because the man was not a professional ball player. Not yet. Okay. So now he gets an opportunity to become a professional ball player. Hey, like he said, it's only right. And I said in my video about how I feel about LeBron James, and the man, he carried this league for 20 years. You know what I mean? They still ain't got nobody they could call on every day for content but LeBron James in the game of basketball. Okay. He is number one in content. Okay, period. And that's what it really boils down to. So, but you cannot, okay, you want to be able to skip the line. Okay. You want nepotism to work in your favor. Cool. I'm cool with that. I'm definitely cool with that. But like Stephen A. said, just because you got chosen, we all know that you got chosen because of your dad. OK, not because you had the actual skill to go straight into the NBA. That showed once you went straight into the NBA that you did not have the skills to be where you were. OK, you were there. But like Stephen A. says, now, remember Patrick Beverly and Alonzo Ball? OK, now. LeVar Ball is my favorite sports dad, period, hands down. Nobody even close. OK, but he was also wrong. OK, putting all of that unwanted pressure on his son, talking all that mess about people who were already in the NBA. So what did Patrick Beverly do? Show him that your son ain't who you think he is. Not yet. No, all right. And that's all Stephen A was feeling. You feel me? This dude ain't you believe that he's good enough to, or maybe it wasn't that. Maybe y'all just wanted to take advantage of the nepotism card. That would be cool too if that's just that. But just say that. Don't get mad because the man got to now do his job and cover your son because you put your son here. Okay, it ain't even your son's fault. You did it. Okay, I bet you Bronny was back there saying, "Dad, I want to wait another year." No, son, I need you because remember we all had our minds wrapped around LeBron retiring. Okay. And he wanted to get his son in before he actually left the game. Okay. That's where our minds were. So when it came time for him to declare for the draft or whatnot, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, maybe he's not ready, but he does want to, do this for his dad, to make his dad, put his dad in another stratosphere, because that's going to take LeBron up another level too. And side note, a couple weeks ago when it was closing out the game, that was beautiful. That he wasn't up high enough to actually slam it, so he turned it into a reverse layup, and it was cool. But to see a father and son in the NBA doing that, I had never seen that before. You know what I mean? And that was special to me. I felt like like when LeBron scored enough points to beat Kareem, and they stopped the game to acknowledge that. I think they should have stopped the game to acknowledge that. You feel me? But Stephen A. was not wrong in his critique or his criticism, and I just think that as much as we love LeBron, he is not mentally who we think he is. Okay. He didn't weigh out that situation. Okay. I don't know if he had people around him to actually, convey, hey man, look, this ain't right. Y'all, we skipping the line and we breaking new ground here with this, and the way he's getting here ain't really the traditional way. All right. But now you cannot ask Stephen A. or any other sportscaster or commentator, you cannot ask them to not cover your son. Okay. Even because he's going to make mistakes, and he did, you know what I mean? Because he wasn't supposed to be out there, in my opinion. But like the man said, he's in the game guarding Tyrese Maxey, a premier point guard. First of all, he ain't gonna be able to do that. He's gonna need he still ain't ready for Tyrese Maxey. He still ain't ready for him. Man, that dude is like lightning. Okay, I think Russell Westbrook might be the only dude faster than him. You feel me? And Russell Westbrook ain't even in his prime no more. But yo, we gotta get right on this one, man. I'm back at Stephen A. all the way on that one. Oh, and while I got y'all here about Stephen A. So, a couple years back when he was having a whole bunch of black people talk trash about him, it was mostly like Corey Holcomb. I hate to bring him up, but hey, big brother Corey Holcomb. So, Corey Holcomb was speaking about. Hold on, see you at the door. We back. Okay, so Corey Holcomb. That's them people's boy. Stephen A. is their boy, and all of this talking down and craziness. But let me tell you how I saw that, or how I still see that. I said this a couple years ago. We seem to, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is because Stephen A. pretty much say it every time you hear him say the bosses said or the bosses want it. He's telling you what it is. He is just. It's people sitting up here. We down here. Okay. In order to know what the people up here are saying, they got to say it to some other people to get it down here to us. Okay. It's got to filter its way down. You know what I mean? Stephen A. is just like that last line right there to make sure we get it. Okay. Because really, I can see it now. You sitting up in your big office, hey, forget those players. What Sterling do? Start using them crazy words, talking bad about, basically calling brothers your field hands. You feel me? They'll sit up there and do that, but it ain't gonna come down the hill like that. Once it come down the hill, it's gonna be in a nice refined package for you. You know what I mean? And for me, that's who Stephen A. has always been for me. Not just a commentator, but when you want to know what the owners think, you ain't gonna hear it from the owners. You're gonna hear it from Stephen A. So that's who he is. All of this calling the man a sellout and all that. I ain't with that, man. Stephen A. is cool. And other than that, family, if you stay to this point, I appreciate you. Catch you on the next one. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I love you. Salute.